The woman more in the relationship, or should a woman love the man more? Now, I don't know the answer to this, but what I do know is when a woman loves a man more than he loves her, that relationship stands a better chance of lasting a really long time. Men are very capable of staying in a relationship with a woman that they're not madly in love with, but as long as she loves him and she's loyal to him and she's looking after the kids, they will stay put. Even if they might step out and do a nonsense, they will stay loyal to the cause because the relationship is not giving them enough stress to leave. Whereas for a woman who does not love a man as much as he loves her, what she will do is inevitably start pushing his boundaries. She will start testing him to see what the level of disrespect he will handle before he can leave. And when he loves her more than she loves him, he'll end up tolerating a lot more than he should, and she will eventually lose respect for him, and that relationship eventually will break down. So I believe they either need to be equal, or the woman needs to love the man more in order for the relationship to last. The man love the woman more in the relationship, or should a woman love the man more? Now,
I agree with her on that. And she's absolutely right. A woman is going to push your boundaries to see how much she can get away with and when you are going to break. This is typically when a lot of guys start crying. The problem is she is absolutely right about the woman needs to like you more. The only problem is a lot of you guys are not attracted to the girl that already likes you because a lot of you are not natural leaders. You're not going to be able to look at that woman that likes you and say, all right, she may not be the best looking thing in the world, but I can build with her and we can work on the looks later. But right now, she has everything in a woman that I need. When you're not a leader, you're not going to be able to spot that. So you're not going to be able to settle with the girl that likes you the most. What most men make their mistake is you're trying to get with the girl to show off in front of your boys. You're trying to get the girl that when you walk down the street, everybody says, he has a good looking girlfriend. Look at his girlfriend. You're trying to get a woman that compliments you, and that's what's going to cause you to fail because you're going after her for the wrong reasons, and she knows this. So while you out here jumping into simp mode, the only thing that she's going to do is continue to challenge you, continue to play with you, because she knows that you like her more than what she likes you, and eventually she's going to have fun playing with your heart, and then she's going to get rid of you. Granted, guys do the same thing to women, but it's not that many men that could do the same thing to women than women could do to men.
Do you think dating is harder for men or women?
Women. I think it's hard for men.
Why do you think it's harder for women?
I mean, like, guys don't understand the concept of communication a lot of times, you know? And then it could be the other way around, too. Sometimes women have a hard time communicating their feelings or, try to hide their emotions, make it complicated, so.
Why do you think it's harder for men?
Because, if you're ugly and you're a guy, that's just, the end of it. A girl can, put, weave in, makeup on, but if you're a guy, that's just it,
I have to agree with her. Like she said, if you're unattractive, it's over. She's already planning on using you and getting rid of you. This is why I tell a lot of guys who are not unattractive, who's not in the gym, it's two things you got to do. If you're not cute in the face, then you need to have a good body. That's simple. If you have a good body, then you need to have some good clothes on. That's just how it is.
You're just ugly. If you're ugly, you ugly. Everyone's beautiful, but I'm just being honest.
Why do you think it's harder for women?
I don't know. I just feel like women are judged more. So it's harder for them to, I don't know.
Do you think...
I agree with her on that to an extent. Women are judged more. When they walk outside, they face a lot of insecurities whenever they look at other women. This is why the simp syndrome works for a woman, but simps are only borrowed men. Simps are there to give her the confidence to get in a better guy after the guy she wanted has rejected her.
Does it make you lose attraction for a guy when he cries in front of you?
It does depend on what it's about. It does depend on what it's about. If it's a little petty thing, I'm like...
Yeah. If you're crying, every day, every week.
I just think that, it's important for guys to show their emotions too.
Yeah.
I don't want a guy who is just pretend that, he's all good all the time.
Or, some guys told me, I don't have tears for you anymore. What?
No.
That's not. But, if it's an emotional thing.
Right. It's just cry for me, baby. We're going to figure it out.
Does it make you lose attraction for a guy?
Now, on this situation, I say never cry in front of her. I don't care what it's about. Never complain, never cry, never nag, never do any of those things. The problem is A lot of you cannot man up and tell a woman exactly how you feel. You have to whine, moan, and complain, hoping that that works and you win your case. This is what women do. Women place victims. Women cry. Women complain till they get what they want. If you're a man and you cry in front of your woman and it's not because of a death in the family or something else, she at some point of that relationship is going to start testing you more like the girl in the first video, and eventually she is going to leave you alone and you're going to be on the internet talking about women are bad. No, man up.
Along with that, it's not the black man. So we get respected from the world and our
getting
women.
respected by black men?
I
That brings
respect
us
you.
back to the first question is why y'all keep going back to other women, like these white women, all that. It goes back to that.
That trope is dead, bro. Y'all
There's no
Y'all can't be the
connection.
most educated, but for some reason now the most disrespected. Like that don't make no sense.
Wait, who got it harder, black women or black men? Just curious.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. All right, let's stop this whole statement.
Yes.
We got it hard.
Yes, definitely black.
Okay, thank you. So I think this conversation is over.
I have to agree. The black man is the most disrespected person, not the black woman. The black woman is always placed on a pedestal higher than the black man, which is one of the biggest conflicts in the community. We're trying to get the women to actually act. We're trying to get the women to act like men, and we're trying to get most of these men to go back to acting like men instead of acting like women and want to argue and debate with these girls all day until you are blue in the face. But when it's all said and done, the black man is always put down because it's almost as if he's the one that they don't want to be in charge.
Made fun of for wanting to save myself for marriage. It was like a joke. Also, I also don't think that ladies...
Question for you. Who made fun of you more, women or men?
Women.
What?
Yeah. Like my mom's friends.
Yeah. Wow. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Most women give each other terrible advice when it comes to attracting men. You go, girl. Have your fun. Blah, blah, blah. That shit makes you less attractive. Like, here's the thing. Girls will tell each other, go out there, travel, live your life. It's live your best life, whatever. Anytime I see a girl living her best life on a private jet, in a Lamborghini, at a fancy restaurant, whatever, you know what I be thinking? Yo, she belongs to the street. Because I know she ain't pay for that.
Myron is absolutely right. And that young lady right here who said she was picked on by other girls for wanting to be conservative, that's wrong. Single women inspire other women to stay single. As long as a woman is going through some type of hardship in her life, then she wants all of her friends to be going through the same thing. That's what you're going to notice amongst men, and you're going to notice amongst women. All the hurt men group together. All the hurt women group together, right? Everybody's best friends when they're hurting, but then they start to dislike each other when they start to get back into relationships. So you could be friends with a guy, right? And you and him sitting around complaining about women, but your friendship would be broken the moment one of you decide to go back into the relationship. That's how it is with women. Once they start getting back into relationships, then they start leaving those girls alone that gave them the bad advice that prolonged them getting back in a relationship. The only problem is now, these women, when you get for the streets, you for the streets. Because most of these guys out here, they soft as drugstore cotton. And there ain't nothing else you could do. Once you get out there, you ain't nothing but a swag to us. And you're forced to be with a simp. But simps nowadays can turn tragic.
This is a big mistake. This is another big mistake, especially among the conservatives and the trad cons and all this crap. The idea that a father needs to sit around like a second mother to make a child healthy is a fallacy. In fact, I'd say it's detrimental to the child. I see all these dudes out here, they have a kid and they basically become mother number two. Why? The mother keeps the child alive. As a father, it's your job to be impactful. You need to guide. You need to be a role model. You need to be a superhuman. Everyone should look at their father like a superhero. That's what you should genuinely view him as. It's hard to be a superhero if you're home every day arguing with your wife, changing diapers. That's not what a man should do. A man should rock up, teach lessons, be impactful, and it's more about quality as opposed to quantity of time.
I have to agree with that. But on the same note, in reality, in the world that we live, a lot of you dudes, you want to be the second mom. Like, let's just admit it. You want to be the second mom. You want to hold your kid on your head and talk him around and show everybody your child. You want to be that. You don't want the woman to raise the child. You want the fairy tale more than the woman want the fairy tale. You know why? Because you don't have an empire that you want to build. You haven't foresight your future. You're still going to a 9-to-5 job every day that you don't like, and you don't see yourself working on your own. So you start thinking, all right, let me just get a job and let me get some wifing. Let me get a kid and let's go see grandma on Sundays, and we show support at the family reunion and we do family events. You're the guy that's going to get played and end up with the wrong woman because you want the fairy tale. You can't want the fairy tale. The woman has to want the fairy tale way more than you in order for this to work. Andrew is right. Men have to be superheroes instead of trying to be the best mother, father to the child.
There's a lot of women that want the top 1% of men. And like, that's why most women are going to be single and childless, is because we all want the same guys. We want a guy that makes money. We also want to be attracted to him. We also don't want him to cheat on us.
Andrew Tate's speech changed my mindset.
There are ever days where you don't feel like working out or you don't feel like doing work?
Every day, I don't feel like doing things that I still do. It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's not about feeling like doing it. If you only do things you feel like doing, you know what you end up doing?
What?
You end up sitting around with a belly, drinking soya fucking latte bullshit. That's what you end up doing if you only do what you feel like doing. You have to wake up and say, I don't feel like training, but I must train. You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like doing.
Okay.
That's the difference between a man and a child. You do not become a man doing what you feel like doing. You become a man doing what you're supposed to do.